Hi guys, today I'm going to do a video review on the new Civic Type R, which was released earlier on this year in 2015, and has been very kindly loaned to me by my good friends at France's Mount Sorel Honda. I don't intend to labour too long on the various points and bits and bobs in the car. I'm going to give you an overview in terms of what it's like to drive, what it's like to all the various parts around the car, the good bits, the bad bits, and so on and so forth. And I'm not going to get bogged down into too much detail about the size of the tyres, the torque curves, characteristics and stuff like that. So it's going to be a fairly light-hearted review, but hopefully will give those of you that are kind of interested in the car something to kind of take on board and think about. So anyway, without further ado, let's crank her up.
Swansea playing at card.
The first thing I noticed in the car is it's actually very quiet on tick over. That's if you take out the radio noise. It's very quiet on tick over. I would have thought with a car like this it would be quite noisy, but it's very quiet. And even revving it's very quick to rev. And I'm speaking from experience of an Audi TTS which I run, the new model, and this picks up a lot quicker. Anyway, let's see what she'd like to drive. Well, initial thoughts, just driving in this built-up area, is the steering's firm. It's not overly light, it's firm, it's quite heavy. The suspension set in normal mode, because you've got the R mode as well, is again firm. There's no bumps, rattles or anything else like that on the car. It seems firmer than my Audi TTS, put it that way. But it copes very well with the speed bumps. Things seems out of the ordinary, no grinding, crunching, the spoiler isn't catching or anything like that, so that's all good. But yeah, it seems a very pleasant thing to drive. I just literally jumped straight in it. I've not had to acclimatise myself to the drivability, the clutch, weight, feel, length, whatever. It just drives well. It's an easy one, easy. Anyone could jump into this car and just drive it without any fear of making a fool of themselves. Looking out of the rear view mirror, we've got that big rear wing spoiler, and yeah, that doesn't obstruct the view too much. It's almost halfway up the rear windscreen, but yeah, it doesn't really obstruct it too much. It seems okay. The dials are easy to read. The steering rim wheel maybe just needs a little bit of adjusting. It seems to be covering the dial a little bit at the top. Apart from that, it's fine. Yeah, the dial's nice and easy to read, and the Honda red glowing. It's sort of telling you to go for it already, and just doing 32 miles an hour. But it's already you can feel it. The engine kind of wants to go, which is great. We're averaging at the moment 27.8 mpg. Now I don't know what sort of driving the previous guy was doing in this, because like I say, it is a demo from the dealership. But I would have thought you can expect to see a normal run between 30 and 35 miles per gallon. Although I don't think anyone that buys this car is really that fussed about fuel economy, to be quite honest with you. I've got to say though, it is very intuitive to drive. Very. Like I say, I've just literally jumped straight in it, and I could have been driving this thing for 6 months to a year. It's that easy. The manual gearbox is a delight. It really is. It's just so positive. When we drop it, I'm now in 4th gear, doing 22 miles an hour at about 1800 RPM. We'll see what it does in top gear on a bit of an open stretch of road, but yeah, this gearbox is really nice, and the clutch, it's got a nice, it's a weighty feel, but it's not heavy at all. It's really good. I'm impressed. And I can see on the dashboard there that it's actually indicating just below the fuel gauge sign, fuel pump sign, that we're in a 30 mile an hour limit, which is really nice. You kind of know at all times what the speed limit should be, bearing in mind you're in a car which is going to go pretty fast. The engine is really willing to rev. We're in third gear now, doing 58 at just over 2,500 RPM, and there's a little bit of turbo lag. Now it's pulling strongly. When it hits over 2,500 RPM, it really seems to pull quite strongly. Right, we're coming up to a nice little roundabout here, so we'll just scoot around this. It'll give me an indication of the sort of body roll we're going to get when we go around. We won't go around too fast because, like I say, this isn't my car. I'm not here to abuse it by any. We're doing 27, 28 round this roundabout, and it is holding on. There's no body roll. Zero body roll on that at all. I think my TTS would have rolled a bit more than that. Yeah, that's even with the magnetic ride. Now, that was very impressive. Like I say, I wasn't going too fast around there. Right, we're in second gear here. So nice. That's got so much. Once it gets over 2.5, we're at 3,000 now. To 5,000, you can hear the wastegate just opening a little bit there when I came off the gas. Yeah, it's a cracking bit of kit. This is. It's really nice. Really nice. So here we are in a bit of dual carriageway. Gear, fifth gear, just coming off the dual carriageway now. 3,500, 4,000, 87, 90. Yeah, it's quick as you like, it really is. It's a very fine car. It's a bit of tyre noise, you can maybe hear it. And it's, yeah, hitting the cat's eye, so you can hear it through its suspension, so it's not necessarily an ultra quiet car when you're driving on the motorway, but it's certainly not a bad one either, that's for sure. Yeah, right. You can see that the fuel consumption now is down to 27.8. So, like I say, I'd expect to get between 30 and 35 miles to the gallon on a steady run. Right, we're doing a steady 80 miles an hour, and we're bang on 3,000 RPM. So it's yeah, you can calculate that up from there. So theoretically, at 6,000 RPM, we're actually doing 160. So it's definitely geared quite high in 6th gear. And yeah, it's not. You can hear the engine noise on the motorway, but it's not especially loud. It's a lovely 6-speed gearbox. The steering wheel feels nice to hold. Not overly thick. It's quite a thin actually. It's quite a retro type steering wheel in terms of the thickness. Yeah, it's. The trouble is, I guess everyone wants to race you. They all want to come along behind you like they are now. They all want to race you. I'm kind of a little bit beyond that stage now. One thing I have noticed in the car is the brakes aren't as sharp as I thought they might have been. I think they're good, but they're not as immediate as I kind of expected. Which is a bit of a surprise to me. One thing I did notice that really surprised me, and it caught me out as well, when I came to the roundabout just off one of the dual carriageways, was the fact that it's got stop-start. That really did take me by surprise. A car like this, it just goes to show, I guess, that the car manufacturers now are being driven further and further into making the cars more and more economic and emission friendly, that even the car that's with the sporting prowess of this, one of the fastest cars to go around the Nürburgring in its class, actually has stop-start. It's amazing. It really is. There's a lovely bit of road down here, just near Bradgate Park. So you may even know it. And this is where the car lives to be. I'm not going to go mad, obviously, because I'm on film and everything else. So, but hopefully you can see some of the instrument dials. Push the R button, they all glow red. You can feel it sharpens up a hell of a lot. Got all your telemetry up the top, and it feels like a different car. The mapping changes, the steering's firmed up. This is a lot more aggressive, a hell of a lot more aggressive. And having the red lights in there just makes you want to go faster and faster and faster. But of course I won't, because I'm a relatively law-abiding citizen, and I wouldn't want to set a bad example, obviously. But yeah, it does become a different beast, that's for sure. And you push the button again, off it goes. And then you get back the standard mapping, which is kind of nice. So there she is. She's fairly imposing in the red, and surely makes a statement, that's for sure. It's yes, very red. But yeah, look at that. I mean, that makes a standout statement, that does. There's no two ways about that. With the scoops, louvers, the nice contrast on the, it's almost like a piano black against the red. It looks really, really aggressive. I mean, you know, if you want to drive a car and make a statement at an affordable price, bearing in mind that these start at around about 30 grand, that's a hell of a lot of car and a hell of a lot of statement for 30 grand. It really is. It's going to be a bit closer here. Have a look at these exhausts. I mean, look at those. They're massive quad exhausts, absolutely massive. And the rear diffuser, which will enhance the pull onto the road, which will in turn help with the ground effect and the cornering and the handling and everything else. There's the Type R, the third reincarnation or third carnation of this particular model, that massive rear wing, wearing the Civic badge proudly. Fastest Civic you're ever going to see, that's for sure, out of the box. These scoops here, I guess that pulls the hot air out of the engine and the discs and everything else. You can see they're the louvered. The same here. Suck those louvers there will suck the warm air out. Also around the engine as well. I guess that'll help it keep cool. Massive ventilated front disc, Brembo brakes, 19-inch wheels, running on 235s, I believe. Sport Contact 6. These only last, by all accounts, about 5,000 or 6,000 miles. It's quite amazing, isn't it? So they sacrifice durability and longevity just for the grip that they give. It's probably worth a few seconds around the Nürburgring, I guess. The front end, those wide lights, honeycomb grille, deep front spoiler, fog lights. In fact, the spoiler actually isn't too low. That won't catch that easily. That's a good 5 inches off the ground. And the shark fin on the back for the radio reception. And that massive rear wing again. You can't not keep going back to that thing. That makes such a statement, that does, with the lights integrated into the side there. Right, let's get into the car. Here's the blipper fob. Central locking stand, of course, as are all the electric windows. Look at those seats. That's the first thing you notice when you see the car, when you get into the car, are those seats. I mean, you know, if you didn't know the intentions of this car to start with, you certainly do when you get inside it. Bright red, black edging, trimming, deep vents in the back there. Side bolsters, massive side bolsters, and you sit right in this thing as well. You literally drop yourself into this seat. Electric windows all round. Start her up with the push button. Start. Red line's at 7,000 RPM. And there's the very important Type R button, which when you press it, I'll press it so you can see the lights happen. Press it and yep, it all changes to red. In fact, I don't know whether you can see that. I'll turn it off. In the corner there, push it. You see, you've got information there. Oil to the right, water to the left of the oil temperature. And to the left of that, you got your turbo speed. I'll zoom in a bit so you can see it maybe slightly better. All the various temperatures there. Yeah, it's certainly making a statement. Okay, then in the centre we've got your normal stuff. You got your radio, etc, etc, source button, left, right, going down the menu. Let's get it switched on. Here, below you got air conditioning. Off and on, temperature up and down, various where you want to vent it to, except fan speeds. Then you can sync it for both sides there. Passenger and driver, recirculation, front demister, rear demister. You've got your stop start, which you can actually switch off. And the all important Type R badge. There it is, brushed aluminium. With your unique number on there below it. Fantastic. There we got some more stuff on the dashboard. It's changed now. You can see that's your G-force on the left. You can see how many G's you're pulling, which is quite fun. Also your timer's running as well. So you can turn that off. Back to where it was before. Okay, on this side we have the you got a limiter speed, which you can set up and down. The cancel button in the middle as well. Normal indicators, rather your wipers here, indicators here. The lovely 5-speed, 6-speed rather gearbox. Little cubby down there, a few bits and bats. And a cigarette lighter there, or socket for the cigarette lighter. It's a 12-volt socket, I guess now. Most people tend to use them as auxiliaries to power things. Cubby in the centre. Yeah. Again, another power outlet on there. Useful. Then you got your connect to your iPod, etc. HDMI cable, another iPod connection there. Back you've got, again, more space. In fact, what I'll do, I'll see what the room's like in the back for those that will have passengers that will use that. I'm 5'9", and there's loads of room here. Loads and loads of room. Even with the seat right back here, you can see there's a lot of room. And you've got your electric windows still back here. It's actually quite a nice place to be. Seat height, the headroom might get to be a bit of a problem if you're 6 foot tall, I guess. But yeah, very nice. And the red breaks up what could be the drabness of the black colour as well, which is excellent. Red belts, see there. All marking out this is a sporting car. Red trimming, which is nice. Again, that lovely cockpit. And the aluminium pedals. We'll just do a quick peek under the boot, under the bonnet. So I know you guys like to look at your engines. There she is, 2 litre turbo. Squeezed in there, isn't it? Transversely mounted. I wouldn't get it longitudinally mounted in that for sure. Earth Dreams technology. Wow. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. So anyway, there we have it. The Honda Type R. What a fabulous piece of kit. Does everything really, really well. It's lovely to drive, quick, not too noisy, lovely gearbox. If I was to rate it out of 10, I'd say it's probably, for what it's intended to do, I'd say it's probably worth a good 8 out of 10. I mean, if you're looking for something that makes a style statement, then that is the car for you. It really is. Nearly 170 mile an hour top end. Low 6s, 0 to 62. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. In fact, it might even be the high 5s. Either way, Honda tend to underestimate and downplay their 0 to 60 times, so you probably find if you know what you're doing, you're going to get it down to the very low 5s. But they don't have to shout too much about it, do they? So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and that I didn't waffle too much. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.